Welcome, Rejects, to another episode of the Full Send Rejects. On today's episode, we're sending it with another not asylum in Ohio State Penitentiary, a mental health awareness check for Mental Health Awareness Month, and into the mountains of India, into the legend of the Abarimon. Now, as usual, we have our pre-topic banter, starting off with a graduation party that led to some exploration. But before we get to the graduation party, someone here is taking their own major step into their education.
That's me.
Applied and everything, has to take her placement test, and she is going to send it. And you are going to do great.
I hope so. It's been a long time since I've been in school, so I'm a little rusty.
Yeah, but we both know you're the smart one between us.
Yo, I'll help you with note taking. I'm semi-decent with that.
The thing is, Billy's going to take your notes, okay? I already went through school, so I can help you, digest this information. And you're neurotic as fuck, okay? That's going to come into play here. It's going to help you. It's going to help you, with your grades. It's going to keep you on top of everything, unlike me, who is scatterbrained.
Hey, you did it, though.
You love that word today. I think that's the word of the day.
I'm not saying in a derogatory way. I'm saying it's going to keep you, focused. It's going to keep you, scheduled. That's where I lacked. I'd have a schedule. My grades still get hit.
Wait, is neurotic the word of the day?
Yes.
I may have used it.
Yeah.
I may have sprinkled in that term.
He blankly, no sugarcoating, told me today I am the most neurotic person he's ever met.
Oh, I thought we were screaming for the word of the day.
That's awesome. I thought that was a dog.
Nope.
Or a fucking rooster.
Nope.
Nope, just
That's a soundbite. That's a new transition.
He had a few Bud Lights today. He's in transition.
No, I have fancy beer.
Oh.
Yeah, he did. He sent me a picture.
Oh, Mr. Fancy.
Oh, you're going to do great.
I also have Finding Kugel. And you are going to do great.
Yeah. I hope so. I mean, you got to think I graduated in 2007. Ooh. And here it is, 2023.
Better late than never.
It's been a few years. You gotta think, I've been a mom longer than Kodak's been out of high school.
Only by a few months.
It still counts.
Half a year. October to May is.
Still counts.
Yeah.
Is that how you grade our friendship? Like how long I've been alive to how long Cole's been alive to how long I was going somewhere with that. It's gone.
No, I'm just saying, like, educational wise, my mommy brain kicks in and the amount of things that I've had to do. You understand. Cole is going into 5th grade. So up until this point, I've only had to focus from kindergarten to 4th grade math, English, and science. Anything I learned over 10 plus years ago, we're not going to do the math on that.
You just said 10, 12. That's math. First lessons for school, babe.
First of all, it was
15.
Billy, out of school.
Wrong. It's 16 actually.
Yeah, thank you for that. I've been out of school longer than both my kids have been alive.
Billy, can we not provoke her? I still have to go to sleep with her tonight.
Hey, I'm not there. I'll poke the bear all I want.
Oh, okay, so let's get Liz on the phone.
But yeah, I'm excited. I took a couple classes in high school with my extra electives. I was smart enough to do all my academic classes before, to where my senior year I had nothing but electives. And culinary and psychology classes, I did those, and I really enjoyed both of them. But let's face it, everybody knows I'm a good cook. I don't need a college to tell me that. However, I do need to improve on my psychology aspect, and it will help when we're doing serial killers. That way we can say we have an actual psychologist who is diagnosing them or talking about them and giving real life advice on our podcast.
Yeah.
Kodak Weiss advice.
So, there's some credibility there.
We'll have a licensed psychologist on our staff.
Yes. Full send reject psychologist. That's gonna look very.
I can't wait for drunken therapy.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Liz is gonna benefit that from out of all of us.
So this is basically a warning. You have 2 years to prepare for that party.
And I don't plan on I don't plan on stopping at just an associate's either. So I want to take it a little further. I either want to, out of all the psychology classes that I looked at in the different branches of it, I'm either going to go towards the forensic psychology, which is for your psychopaths and killers, or
Psychopath.
or children development and psychology for kids like myself who didn't have the help and guidance from somebody in that field like I had when I was younger. I mean, I think all of us needed some little help, and it'd be nice to sculpt some little minds and help them through some trauma.
I want to be the guinea pig.
You'll be my first client. However, my graduation is a few years from now. We need to discuss a graduation party that was just present.
Yeah, you gotta remind me a little bit of what happened.
Yeah.
There's a few favorite moments.
All right, top 5 moments. Go ahead.
Top 5 moments of the graduation
Giving you
party.
no time to prepare for this. Just top 5 right off the rip.
Seth covers a lot of those moments.
No.
That dude.
Not even just where he literally sat there with a plate of drumsticks of chicken drumsticks and a bag of popcorn saying he's fucked. Because he was in the kitchen with Kodak with alcohol for more than 15 minutes, and he took 5 shots within those 15 minutes.
Yeah, no, you gotta move, tuck and weave.
The kitchen is a very, very dangerous place.
Yeah. Shark infested waters.
Number 4, multiple drunk idiots trying to piss in our daughter's training. Okay.
Was Billy one of them?
Billy was one of
threatened.
You literally did a wall. You did a stance, bro. You put your hand on the wall and everything. You're like, this is how you would
CJ.
do it. No, CJ tried actually squatting. All right, which brings us to number 3. All right, which involves CJ. But you know what? I think I'll make CJ number 3. CJ pissing himself. After trying to use the bathroom and telling us we have the softest toilet paper that's ever touched his ass.
He was sitting down and did this.
Yes. There's a lot of moments, but that was one of them. Bringing me to number 2, you, Seth, and Kodak thinking it was okay for you to be drunk to go out for cigarettes. Well, Kodak wore Liz's dress.
You allowed it.
You guys were gone for more than an hour to a store that was only 5 to 10 minutes walking distance.
It's more than that.
I used to walk to. Okay, and then I would have to say number 1, which a lot of people don't know about, is Mr. Anthony Kodak biting his mother in the head.
That is, yeah, that's pretty top notch.
I don't remember any of this except for the walk.
Okay, but the bonus number 1 tie
You don't
that I
remember
couldn't.
the walk.
No, I remember some of the walk. That's the thing. At some point, I blacked out and came back alive at some point.
Okay, he also doesn't remember lining up with all these people, taking pictures with him. It says, if I'm drunk, blame them. He doesn't remember any of that. And there was still fucking daylight out.
Blame them.
That was an hour into the party.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember past an hour. I remember some pictures.
Okay, some of them, not all of them. He looked back through the pictures like, oh, when this happened. But my tie for number 1 was the fact that Seth, his poor soul, just new to drinking. Well, he's never drank with Kodak. Trying to hydrate himself and sober up. And Anthony spotted him drinking a water and took said water and smacked it out of his house, out of his hand, and said, no, not in my house. You get that shit the fuck out of here.
I didn't know about that one.
No, it happened. And it was just, I can't. There's plenty of moments that highlighted this graduation. That and another one was all the cake stands.
Ooh.
Josh damn near passed out.
I remember cake stands.
I'm pretty sure his body imprint is still in the siding of our house.
Should have him sign it.
Yeah. Or replace it.
Oh,
get that white chalk.
We love you, Seth. Because I know he
Yes. Yes.
He does.
We hope you're hydrated and your liver kindly accepts our apology. Expect it again to happen on the wedding.
He kept trying to escape me pouring liquor down his throat so Rose could take care of him, and I was like, no.
Nothing
There was a
there.
point that I had him hiding in the living room, and he was watching Futurama, trying to sober up like a good little boy, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing in here?
Yeah,
I
check
asked him,
out.
I'm like, are you okay? He's like, no, I'm fucked. I'm like, well, what's the matter? He's like, well, I had like 5 shots. I'm like, oh, the day's still young. Just space him out the rest of the way. I'm like, when's the last time you took a shot? He's like, a couple minutes ago. I'm like, well, you took 5 shots. So what's the time period between the first shot and your last shot? A couple minutes ago. I'm like, were you in the kitchen alone with Kodak? He says, yeah. I said, that's your first problem. Never get stuck in the kitchen with CJ or Kodak.
The same thing happened with Kiara. She had to sober up because she had another party to go to, and she was here for like a half hour.
Yeah, she was
because I kept making her take shots.
Because she was trying to drink some water and sober the fuck up. Because there's one thing you don't do is you don't stand around my kitchen with Kodak or CJ Cassell, who is slightly under the influence. Because the moment you utter a word that starts with S, they're going to automatically assume that you're saying the word shot. And before you even have a second to fathom a thought, it's going down your gullet. That's it. You're done. You're done. That's it.
I'm a people pusher.
Rip to anybody who survived our kitchen, who survived the party. Godspeed.
Those are dangerous grounds.
I kind of want to make like custom made like shot glasses or something that says I survived the grad party.
Yeah, along with ones that says I survived the Kodak wedding. Those should be our thank yous. You know how people send out thank you cards?
Yeah.
We should send out thank you shot glasses.
That'd be pretty sweet.
It says thank you for surviving the Kodak wedding. Because it would be a miracle if people survive our 6-hour open
Well, see,
bar.
at the wedding, no one can blame me. Because I'm not the one pouring the drinks.
No, but you have an in with the bartenders at the.
No, I have an in with somebody else with the bartenders.
Right now,
Okay, but
you're not pouring the drinks. However, at the wedding, somehow you'll be pouring the drinks. I know you.
See, a lot of places and venues don't allow shots to happen at a wedding. It depends on the venue. However, he knows somebody who works in the bar.
Yo, I have like 3 flasks. I have a giant ass flask.
Some fuckery is going to be afoot. It will not be a Kodak wedding without somebody getting trashed long before they have to. However, Billy,
no, I
do
know
ask
the
you
rules.
Listen, until all the important pictures are over, be on your best behavior. After that, you can go ahead and get your fucking lizard rash on, because once you start drinking at a certain point, you mutate.
Let's see if I get some confirmation if we can take shots or not.
I love you so much. But you went from like being okay to being completely red and spotted within.
Yeah, no, that's when you know I should probably stop drinking, but I didn't.
You got stuck in the kitchen. That's what happened. You got stuck in the kitchen.
We went on an adventure.
He did.
I want him. He needed cigs. I wanted to help him out.
Billy,
and I was responsible because I did not drive. So,
wow, are you attacking me for rescuing you?
No, I'm just saying. I knew I was fucked up, and I didn't take any wheels. I just walked.
Liz was like, if I wasn't too drunk to notice that you were drunk and you took my car, I wouldn't have let you take my car.
Yeah, that sounds like that.
I was like, but did I die? Because at that point I was playing catch up, and by the time I had to, I'm like, oh shit, what time is it? Holy fuck, they've been gone for over an hour.
And made it a half a mile.
You made it a half a mile in a dress.
I am a cripple, which cannot wait for softball season. I'm going to rule.
Oh man,
that was awesome. Well, from what I remember, it was awesome.
Yeah, no, it was a great time, I guess.
It was a whaling good time.
Well, nice segue.
Well,
Yeah.
wow. We're getting good.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at us.
So I can see Billy looked this up. Did you look this up?
I didn't realize that was there. That's why I asked you.
Oh, very nice research. Love the preparation.
I didn't really, like I said, I didn't realize all the pre-banter was there until after I asked you about it.
Okay, so this is happening off the coast of Spain.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of terrifying to me. So someone fucked with an orca, a boater or something. And apparently this orca, this killer whale, went back to its family. And they all kind of just understood that these people are dicks. And they just started attacking ships. And then they started teaching other orcas how to attack other ships. So off the coast of Spain, there's just a bunch of fucking killer whales attacking ships.
How do you think they got the name, first of all? And have you ever watched Free Willy? I know I'm old, but...
Actually, yes, it was one of the amazing movies.
I met
and time a lot of
Rip Michael Jackson, by the way.
Actually, killer whales are pretty cool to people usually. Except these ones got pissed off because we fuck with them.
I mean, tell that to the dolphins. They got a long lasting beef.
Yeah, orcas and dolphins, they don't like each other.
No.
But how many killer whales sexually assault people?
I mean, how many people
not?
even though they have to?
Plenty of times.
Oh, because you went to SeaWorld and was like, hey, Free Willy, you want to give me that willy?
No,
I was like, hey, Free Willy, can I give you my willy in your blowhole?
Fuck SeaWorld.
Okay, first of all,
Shamu.
that's not...
I met Shamu. But fuck SeaWorld.
Free Wilsiacs.
Wait, didn't we have this conversation in another podcast while we were drunk?
Probably.
Yeah, that sounds like
it does sound from... Wait, where was it? Hold on. It's going to come to me. Oh, the Drunkopoly episode when I took the bra off.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the sad part is I go back through and I listen to all our podcasts after they've been edited or supposedly edited.
They're edited. Hey, I always offer you. You won't be a critic. You can also edit.
Oh, shit.
Here,
We should all right. Oof.
Oh, yeah. That was a late change.
I read that.
Yeah. Yeah, Kodak. Oh, we're definitely going to edit this out. I don't know. Maybe.
Okay, it's not my fault. I do it last minute.
Well, now you're not in school, so you have no reason.
I'll actually be able to make a better product. Listen, I actually just purchased software to help with this, okay?
So please like and subscribe all of our pages. So
yeah,
Kodak actually...
we left the free stuff, and now we're in the premium paying for things.
If you'd like to sponsor Full Send Rejects, please send us an email at fullsendrejects@gmail.com.
Speaking of sponsors, this nice crisp Corona Extra.
I wish they sponsored us.
Thank you, Lion Kugel, for this juicy peach.
Listen, I'm gonna say just
I have the pineapple.
Snoop did a very fantastic job with these Corona commercials.
Yo, anything
so did
I'll buy.
I'm just saying, just throwing big celebrity names out there, maybe.
Maybe one of them will eventually get this.
Or Andy Samberg. I feel like you should start rapping again.
Yo, I'm gonna tweet this to like every famous person I follow, and someone's gonna see it.
As long as we just start randomly shouting celebrity names.
I think one of the nights you went to sleep and I got bored, I messaged Burger King. Podcast.
I messaged Burger King.
I think I did.
I saw Paul Heyman I was working at a Taco Bell in Hazleton, and Paul Heyman came in.
Yeah,
WWE, looking at you. We could throw something out here.
See, maybe
Can we get the Miz?
Oh my God!
Awesome.
Maybe we'll start creating parody characters and just give ourselves, make it seem like we have actual sponsors until we get sued. Sorry, what are these tips with orcas that you have here?
Oh yeah, I googled orca attacks and like a bunch it gave me a little square of like what was going on, which that was basically as far as I got. And then all the links down were like, how to avoid whale attacks, how to avoid shark attacks. Like, just don't go in their house. Don't go in the ocean. That's how you
No,
stop shark attacks. Don't go in the house.
yeah,
It's breaking and
just,
entering.
yeah, just stay on land. Keep it as easy as that. Although we did find out that a lake Rose went into was one of the most snake-infested lakes in the state.
I'm never going in that bitch again.
Lake Wallenpaupack.
Oh
Nope.
yeah, no, that also sounds right.
First, it took a lot for me to go in there, okay? Because I'm not the strongest swimmer.
Bro, I don't go in Locust Lake.
I did fishing for a little bit, but obviously there's no fish around. And then that trip that I took there, Cole decided to eat grapes while we were in choppy water, and I quickly had to take his life vest off and give him the Heimlich because he decided to choke on a grape in the middle of choppy waters where I was just pontoons. No.
That sounds like Cole.
This sounds like PTSD to me. Yes, it sounds like Cole, 100%. Let me just put myself in the most terrifying situation so my mother can have a panic attack because she's not psycho enough.
Yo, he is the most accident-prone child I have ever met.
I watch him fall. Where it's at a point. It is probably like a dick move of mine, but when we're driving up the school bus, we'll watch him get out of the car, run down, and I'm like, "Is he gonna fall? Is he gonna fall?" But there's even another kid there, and I hope his parent is listening to this, so he just hear that I'm just like waiting for this to happen. It's a little smaller kid and a little wider, and I'm just because this kid just darts down every morning.
The bullet.
Yes, he darts down so many times. And I'm like, one of these days he's gonna fall, and I'm gonna look like a giant prick because I will not be able to contain myself.
I literally been calling this kid a bullet for 2 years because his legs move, but his whole upper body stays still, and it's like Flash is moving.
It's like an 8-bit Mario.
Yeah.
Oh.
You see, his upper body stays the same. You see his backpack jumping, and his legs are going like Sonic the Hedgehog, 1,000,000 miles an hour. And it's just the greatest thing in the world to watch.
Here's the thing: there's 2 buses in the morning, and both those buses have a kid like this.
Yes.
Tell me I know which one the bullet is.
No, I don't think you. No, you haven't seen this kid.
Cole is not the bullet. Cole is a tumbleweed.
Oh no, I know Cole's not the bullet.
Yeah, Cole's definitely not the bullet.
No,
Cole
I'm
came
talking
home
about Chug a Coke Kid.
Oh, Chug a Coke Kid is definitely not a bullet. He's more of a bowling ball.
Fair.
Yeah.
I can tell that kid had. I don't want to speak ill of kids. That kid has he has poorly structured parents.
Oh yeah, I kind of feel bad for the kid.
The way he talks, holds himself, and has respect for anybody else.
Yeah, I saw him the other day.
No, he didn't say fucking from. He said frick. However, the one time when I went down there with Alina, he was saying, "Oh, look at the baby. She's so cute." Like he just changed to a whole different kid.
Well,
yo, I saw his mom's video the other day.
That kid was crazy. I don't know. There's something about that kid that just doesn't sit right with me.
It's right. There's somebody who hasn't been sitting right with a lot of people.
Who?
Mitch Keller.
Oh.
The NL Player of the Week last week. The one good sign of the Pirates right now. He's an ace.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about baseball this week.
Why? Because you guys let up.
We went 20-1.
No, you lost 21.
You way lost.
We went 20 runs with only one W received. That was the most embarrassing. Like, how do you go 13-0 and then?
Listen, I'm a Pirates fan, okay? So take this with a grain of salt. That was one of the most terrible things I've ever seen in my entire life.
Do you remember 11-0 Steelers?
That wasn't a batch.
First of all, I think there's a glitch in the system because I heard some nonsense here. Okay, it stopped. Okay. For a second, I thought we had a virus on the computer. I was going to have to download these 6 rings protection plan. But good on you.
It's a good spot for us.
It's a good day for a pirate.
We're still above 500. I don't know fucking how, but because we went like 20 and like 5, and then it just went downhill.
Listen, Jolly Roger is still floating.
I'm still. It's gonna be a wild card Bucktober.
Wild card at best.
Titanic was a good ship.
But excuse me.
Speaking of winners.
Yeah, the pride of Florida.
As
The
Billy
pride
would
of
say,
Florida.
the superior Florida team.
Superior Florida team. Go Cats! Going to the
This year.
finals.
I did just see before that the Panthers are the third hockey team to start the season as the worst ranked team to go to and that end up going to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Oh yeah, what was that too?
One was the Canadians a couple years ago. Whoever went to the finals a couple years ago.
A.
What?
He gets it.
Oh. Well, I'm silly. And then the other team was the Predators in 2017 when they lost to the Penguins.
No
Yeah,
aliens
they sure
there.
did.
Can't fucking stand you.
That's why I'm sitting. But yeah, good on
They're
the
taking it.
Yeah, it isn't the Knights. They could secure the trip tonight.
I don't think so.
I believe it is. I believe they're on right now. Hold on, NHL.
2-1
Golden.
Knights.
Yep, and if they win, the Knights win, they go to the Stanley Cup Finals.
They get the Cats.
Oh, Yankees are losing too.
Yeah, they sure are.
Hey, the Rays won. They did 6-3
Yeah.
over the Blue Jays.
Yeah. I mean, everybody has their day.
By the
That
way,
wasn't a bad day.
Okay, first of all,
I'm a Pirates fan. Okay, I'm an
I was gonna
expert
say,
on
you
disasters.
guys are having one good year. The last 50 years have been a disaster.
No. There's 3 years went to the wild card. And I'm pretty sure we had 2 World Series titles in those 50 years.
Yeah, sure did. 70s, I think. Yeah. Is that 50?
Yep. Yeah, somewhere. Yeah, it's about 50-something years.
I'm pretty sure the Rays are one of the youngest teams, and they probably clinched more than the Pirates have in their whole entire history.
Clinch what? Like the
division?
Clinch the division? Probably.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that.
I'd take that bet. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a petition, though.
Ooh, what's your petition?
Don't bring up the Yankees; they don't count.
No, I'm going back to hockey quick.
Okay.
Sergei Bobrovsky. He plays for the Panthers. He's an amazing goalie. Why the fuck are we not calling him Bobcat?
The Russians don't allow it.
Is that the goalie who has allowed 1 goal so far?
Yeah, he's fucking amazing. He was a Flyer once.
Well, he's the Bobcat now. In our books, he's the Bobcat.
Yeah,
Russian
I'm
Bob-
petitioning to the Florida Panthers to start nicknaming him the Bobcat. It needs to happen.
All right.
Well, you heard it first. He is the Bobcat. And on that note,
I gotta go.
now that Billy's getting fired up, I believe it's time to transition to our first main topic, the Ohio State Penitentiary Reformatory. Said it.
Nailed it.
Reformatory.
Proud of myself. Took my shot and it worked.
Are you the mascot for Ohio?
I fucking hate that state.
Because you have a Buckeye.
Even the show, you should have a black eye.
Ooh, okay, Chris Bell. Calm down.
Hey,
We got Sharpie just
we're going to Ohio again next week, so strap in.
great.
Yeah.
Now, someone heard the joke I said, and I'm like, oh my God, we have to cancel him. Someone save her.
We are on episode 17. If we haven't been canceled yet, I think we're in the clear.
17, that's what you're calling it?
I'm just saying, we've had worse episodes. We had a drunken Monopoly and a waterfall episode.
Yeah.
where it was pretty much drunk diarrhea in the mouth.
Yeah, and we have a not released episode too, don't we?
I think so.
Yeah, do we still have it? He walked away, didn't he?
He did.
That son of a bitch.
Well, we heard noises from the kitchen and we weren't sure what it was.
Ghosts.
I don't know.
Ghosts.
Ooh. Well, last night we had a rosy moment. I woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning and I smelt a weird smell. And I smelt it really strong in the
First
basement.
question.
So what's the first question?
Okay, you smelled it really like in the basement?
Well, I smelt it in the bedroom. And
Okay.
it smelled like a weird, it was like that smell from like when you like erase a lot of shit off your paper, and that weird eraser smell,
That kind of smelly smell.
like you just a burning eraser smell.
Yeah, I get you.
Okay, so it smelled like that at first, and then it started to smell more more skunkish, and I'm like, okay. I came downstairs to check it out, and it smelled stronger downstairs. I snuck myself in Cole's room. I snuck myself in Alina's room. Still smelt it. Alina's room actually smelled the least like anything. So then I went down to the basement, and it was really strong down there. I'm like, it smells like a skunk. So I walked outside in the front yard, and I'm like, I don't smell anything out here. If you smelled the skunk, it would be strong enough for you to smell it outside. So I start freaking out. And my motherfucking neurotic ass starts Googling shit.
You
And
said
they say
neurotic.
sometimes, yes, I know. I've never not admitted. Do you think I'm going to school for psychology to help other people? No, I'm doing it to help myself. Okay.
Well,
No, I'm just word of the day in it. I mean,
Yeah, the word of the
no
day.
one else was doing.
But what happened was that fast forward an hour later into searching the house thoroughly, we walk into the backyard by the soon shot shack, and there was a strong skunk odor, which our outtake to our basement is over there. So I'm guessing it went through the smell, seeped into the basement, and then went through the vents. I, however, couldn't get the Google thoughts out of my head, so Rosie didn't sleep from 1 o'clock to like 5.
Goals.
Yeah.
And here we are, record at 9:30 at night.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
Great preparation for school.
You know what? I gotta get used to those long hours.
Yeah, she's got to be up doing homework.
Yeah, studying ways to make myself better and help Billy through
Yeah.
alcohol.
All right.
Well, now that we know the kitchen is haunted, we can now we can actually go towards our first topic here, the Ohio State Reformatory.
Ooh,
I can pronounce words. Ooh.
spooky.
Speaking of
Hate the
smells, let's go to prison.
Let's go to prison.
What's scarier than a haunted prison? Huh? A haunted prison in mid-Ohio.
Ooh, shaking.
We're gonna deep dive the real Shawshank and see what's eating the spirits of Ohio State Reformatory. Hopefully for Andy, it's not spooky taco night.
Oh,
Ooh.
I'm just thinking of that scene where he's in the pipes. Oh.
Oh my God, maybe it is Andy Dufresne. Ohio State Reformatory, sometimes known as Mansfield, and I will call it both this entire time, so I'm just getting that out of the way early if someone, says I'm doing it wrong. It was
Noted.
already built on historic land. In 1862, where the prison would later stand, was actually a Civil War training site known as Camp Mordecai Bartleby, which is a sick fucking name. It was in honor of the mayor of Mansfield in the 1840s. Camp Bartley was known for people watching the soldiers train, for people to watch the soldiers train, especially for young women. So much so that the camp had to post notice that no unaccompanied young women were allowed on the grounds.
Damn harlots.
Obviously haunted.
All those young hussies.
Trying to check our men, trying to train for the Civil War.
Boobies.
Yeah, Ohio wasn't like a total thing at the time. Um, yeah, this is off script, but just something I read. They were kind of like militia, so it wasn't a full-on training thing. It was just kind of militia hanging out.
Fair enough.
I needed beer.
Don't we all?
As of 1862, Charles Sherman started locking up soldiers in the camp if they spoke out against the war. Those ungrateful fucking Yankees.
Honestly.
Many of these men remained locked up in the Mansfield camp during the rest of the war, and for some, long after that. Many protested these arrests, citing there was no warrant for them. Kodak, what does rescinding habeas corpus mean? Because that's how they all got arrested.
I believe, and granted, I am not a legal person here, but I believe it's something where they can suspend rights during times of like war or rebellion or I mean we can just look at this definition right here. Let's see. The plaintiff may withdraw any action before the commencement of a hearing on the merit thereof, after the commencement of a hearing on an issue of fact in any. The fuck does this mean?
I think it just means they could arrest you for like whatever they want. Like his big thing was, saying the South is right or whatever. And that's never going to be a soundbite.
Let's see. The privilege of the writ of habeas corpus shall not be suspended unless when in cases of rebellion or invasion the public safety may require it. So it's here we go. Habeas corpus suspension act 1863. Okay, there's a whole lot here.
This is the whole thing. This is that.
Oh, yeah, here we go. It is the Habeas Corpus Suspension Act of 1963 was an act of Congress that authorized the President of the United States to suspend the right of habeas corpus in response to the American Civil War and provided for the release of political prisoners. It released the President and his subordinates from any liability for having suspended habeas corpus without congressional approval.
So this guy was basically just a dick being like, oh, you think the South is right? Well, get it? No, he's probably right.
You're going to jail.
Somehow we will rise again.
No, get out. Go and get. In 1867, after the North did what we do,
Win.
The site was deemed a candidate for a new intermediate penitentiary. The city raised 10 grand to purchase 30 acres of land, which I'm kind of jealous of that, really. The state chipped in an extra 20 grand for 150 acres. This city got screwed on this deal. The state got it totally better.
I mean, there's worse land deals out there. You see any land deal the white people made with Native Americans?
That wasn't a deal. that was just, no, you go and get.
Hey, they signed some treaties that they couldn't read.
I'm making a shirt for Billy that says "Go on, get."
Fine. If you want an actual deal, look at the deal where we got Alaska from Russia.
Yeah, it checks out.
Yeah.
Originally, it was used to house first-time convicts who were just a little too much for surrounding work camps. the mindset in the prison system in the 1800s seems kind of like it would still work, but what do I know? They just kind of put kids into, like first-time offenders into a work camp instead of just, oh yeah, you're going to this for 18 months or whatever.
Doesn't some places still do that?
I was gonna say, Billy, I think your kind knows a lot about standing in some kind of prison camp.
Yeah, it's kind
Oh,
of.
Highly concentrated.
We come full circle. Now it's the Jew wanting to put people in camps.
oh.
All right. Anyways, back to Ohio.
The prison didn't open its doors until 1896, so they kind of took their time. I think I saw something. They ran into several delays during constructions, but I didn't save the page because I'm an asshole.
That's right.
September 15th of 1896, the reformatory opened its doors to its first 150 inmates. As the prisoners arrived by train, they were immediately put to work on the prison sewer system. Again, Andy Dufresne thanks you all for your service.
So you're telling me that okay, commercial break because there is a noise is coming again.
Oh,
Yeah, there might be a mouse. Come on, Grinch, go get her. I went last time.
yo, did your cat ever come downstairs? Because, that could help.
Speaking of,
Oh, we're getting a new one.
Another cat?
So here's the thing.
Well,
Rose calls me
that
yesterday.
was.
Rose calls me and she's like, "Hey, did you look at the picture I sent you?" And I'm like, "No, not yet." So I looked at this, and there I see a tiny 1 pound kitten.
Is this one lovable at least?
I picked it up today, and it just curled into me and started nibbling on my elbow.
All right, so you have a lovable cat now.
Yeah, this one will be okay. It's an orange tabby again, so.
I'm a
Oh,
sucker for black and white tuxedo and orange tabbies. However, this one is still it's only a pound, and it was left outside for dead, and it is super 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 sweet and super super lovable. It's at that point to where it's too young to tell whether or not it's a boy or girl. I think it's a girl, which is odd for orange tabbies. So fireball. We got a fireball.
I like
So
it.
now that you're back from rescuing our house from a possible mouse invader, I wanted to get the Jew's opinion. If he's
Are we going back into the podcast?
Yes, I just want to get your opinion on something.
Okay, give me a second.
Wait, at what point is this part being deleted or edited or what?
Oh, I forgot when the time comes.
Oh, so that means it's staying. Okay. I don't know where it's coming from, but it stops as soon as you go in there. So I set that trap. Okay.
He said to hold on a second.
Okay. So you have to cut that part out.
Yes, now I do have to cut.
Yeah, I don't
Unless we make some funnies to keep them entertained in the meantime.
Okay. Anyways, I don't know what that is. It stops every time we walk in there.
Out.
Okay, are you back?
I am back. I had to pee. I could hear everything.
So, so here's the thing. Now that we know that these prisoners are coming in by train to be put into these camps to do work, how do you still feel about this, Billy the Jew?
Well, how's their oven?
Well, late 19th century, Ohio. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think they had a big enough oven.
Huh, maybe they were kind of prisoners there.
If only they could concentrate. Sorry, I was looking for my lighter. Honestly, the history goes a little dark here for a couple years. I couldn't find much more than the quick overcrowding and the usual, prison violence. We'll pick back up in the 30s. A prison riot broke out in the East Cell Block. When the guards eventually regained control, they had placed 120 prisoners in solitary confinement without food or water for a week. Oh yeah, the 120 were split up between only 12 solitary cells. Some of the inmates died, while others slipped into madness.
So it wasn't really solitary confinement. They were just in the small ass cells with other people.
Yeah, it was just pretty much like, okay, you're all being punished, but you're all being crammed into this tiny room where you can't really, turn around
Turn
comfortably.
around.
Very non-asylum like.
This is
These
totally
are
the
not the non
non-asylum.
I'm used to.
Yes, very non-asylum.
I'm
Um,
just here for the Jew to promote work camps.
I'm not promoting shit.
You kind of
Unless,
said you think it worked today.
How the turns have tabled.
yeah, but mine was metal.
So were the ovens.
Oh,
Oh,
I thought
sure is.
they were brick.
Sure is. Oh, mine's metal.
That's what it means.
All the Italians used, Mussolini used the brick ovens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where do you think pizzas came from?
We're getting pizzas.
It's like when you can find a finger in Wendy's chili, you can find a nose in a German pizza.
Speaking of which, I got
Oh,
Popeyes yesterday.
that's a spicy meatball. I don't know why I went there, but it worked.
There's conflicting dates and everything I read from here as to when all of it took place, but the actual prison record page I found cited this, so I'm just going to send it as is tradition.
Huh? Tally ho. Pip pip cheerio.
In 1946, the facility was transitioned to a full maximum security. The facility was never meant to house these types of criminals. It was originally built to house convicts who, yeah, they were a little too much. I did that twice. Um, the prison quickly became obsolete due to overpopulation and underfunding. The prison quickly deteriorated, requiring several repairs. The state of Ohio cut funding to the now maximum security prison.
All right, so let me get this straight. Ohio built this prison
Yep, yep.
out of a Civil War camp for people who probably just need to go to a work camp for some crimes, being first-time criminals.
It sounded
And
like
then they were
juvie
like,
before juvie was a thing.
okay, so they made a little juvie. And at some point, they're like, you know what? We're going to make this a max security prison. And they're like, you know what? Let's cut funding to it.
Yeah, and I didn't see anything about like the separation of like from the tiny baby juvie to max security. Like I don't know if they ever moved the kids out.
So there's a solid chance they're throwing in like hardcore murderers and the rapers with these fucking kids who just needed to work a little bit.
Yeah, there was oh wait, no, never mind.
I'm just saying, based off some of these other places we've looked at, get a better understanding of the American incarceration system.
We're just gonna throw everybody together.
Yeah,
Let it work.
Love it.
It's population control at this point.
Sure it went well. sure there's no problems. I'm sure we're not going to see any lawsuits or anything go on or any problems with the prisoners.
Oh, we'll get to the
Just
lawsuits.
Oh, no lawsuits. Okay, solid.
I was gonna say, an outrageous amount of accidental or suicides are gonna be like alarming rate, because that's what happens in these non-asylum asylums. Continue reading, sir.
Um, Though requiring several upgrades and repairs, the prison stayed open until December of 1990. So I obviously got it shut down because that's my birthday.
Very good for you.
Yeah,
Because you saved the day.
I saved Ohio.
Turns out you're not a fan of work camps after all.
Look at you saving the prisoners
I
of the
win.
non-asylum.
The prison was actually required by federal order to close its doors, as many of the inmates had ongoing lawsuits for things like overcrowding and inhumane treatment.
Son of a bitch.
Called it.
It was actually ordered by the judge in 1986, but was delayed due to issues with construction of the new prison being built to house inmates in Ohio.
Let me guess. Their budget was cut too.
Probably, it's Ohio.
God damn it, Ohio. Terrible state.
Over its brutal history, over 200 people have died at OSR. I didn't feel like typing it. This included 2 guards during an escape attempt. Sickness was a large part. Tuberculosis spread through it a lot. And tuberculosis years. Suicide was obviously a big thing because it's a prison and it's the early 1900s.
Mental health awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Several were said to have gone mad in solitary, resulting in hangings throughout the prison. One guy trying to outdo the rest, I guess, actually did himself in by lighting himself on fire.
Now that's the way to go out.
And that's how the Browns were born.
The prison was torn down so they could build a stadium for the Cleveland Browns.
Oh. And they later became the Ravens, and then the Browns were like, okay, we're a thing again. Through the 94 years the reformatory was active, it saw over 150,000 inmates, which now the 200, that doesn't seem like that. Okay.
Yeah, that's it's not impressive.
Yeah, really
On record.
really dropped the fraction down.
Well, let's see, 2 for every 1,500, so 1 out of 750 patients.
I don't know, I'm doing this.
Quick math.
I didn't graduate.
Wait till there's 2 graduates here.
Graduates.
One of these things just doesn't belong here.
We'll just get him an honorary degree.
Oh, please do. Though the hospital
Ordained.
What?
Making an ordained rabbi.
Oh.
At least you have a certificate.
We'll make him eligible to be able to run a work camp.
Jeez.
Oh,
No, I'm not opening Mansfield too.
I mean, me and Anthony can be your professors, and we can put you through the beercology.
Yeah.
And alcoholism 101.
Okay, but I start those with an A, right?
Those, I mean, I think that was your entry exam, or your placement test. However, you have succeeded and you have very high scores, sir. I think you do well here.
I passed my beer SATs.
Yes.
The beer ATs.
You Keystones by drinking Keystones.
Oh.
Magnum cum drinke.
Jesus. Though the hospital closed its doors in 1990 and some of the structures needed to be demolished, the prison still stands as a popular tourist attraction. Because what the fuck else are you really going to do in Ohio?
Leave.
Or
Visitors.
become Bengals fan.
Oh, you don't want to do that.
No.
Sorry,
Only
Shane.
shit people do that. Bree by default.
Visitors and guides alike have said that they have been pushed and even punched by seemingly no one. Throughout the prison, cell doors slamming and other unexplained noises can be heard around the grounds.
Maybe it's a ghost of Jim Brown.
Maybe it's the ghost that's in your kitchen.
Could be.
Even the road to Mansfield is apparently haunted by the local hermit of Mansfield, Miss Phoebe Wise. Like a good researcher, I didn't look anything up on her, so
Well, that was a wise choice.
Oh, a Phoebe Wise choice, huh?
I guess she was a little crabby from being a hermit.
Oh, that was a good one.
Thank you.
Ohio State Reformatory was since featured in several movies and television shows, including music videos by Godsmack, Marilyn Manson,
Beautiful people.
Mm-hmm.
Anti-Flag. I love Anti-Flag. Even Lil Wayne. They've all.
Young Moolah, baby.
You were waiting for that, weren't you?
But we didn't, and we didn't even plan it.
Oh, they've all shot. They've all shot portions of at least portions of videos in the prison. My personal favorite use of the grounds is WWE used the prison for promo for Triple H's cage match at Judgment Day in 2008.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's not where they hit his steroids.
Yeah, you leave him alone. He's running a whole company now.
Yeah, with the little hair he has left.
He shaved his head. That's fine.
That's steroids.
Oh.
It's a ghost again.
Speaking of ghosts, the biggest piece of media the prison is known for is the Shawshank Redemption. Do all the Andy Dufresne references make sense?
Well, we've come full circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I brought it full circle. I'd never do that. The prison sounds like it honestly had good intentions to start being used to try to reform young people who possibly took a bad turn in life. Then the integration of real hardened criminals and the influx of those that Ohio has. Criminals. It was only a matter of time until the reformatory was bursting at the seams. If anyone didn't expect me to not make a dig at Ohio, you're just silly. How could I
Bastards.
not do that?
It's It's respected.
One cool recent thing that did happen in Ohio, though, someone hit a fucking bird with a line drive last Monday in listener time.
That's fantastic. That's the way to end the story.
You thought you were good, Randy Johnson.
Oh, I hate Ohio.
Wow.
You know, my hatred for Ohio came into my therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did Ohio do to you? Show me on the map where Ohio touched you.
You don't want to know.
Cincinnati and Cleveland.
No, Cleveland's a joke.
MGK's from there. Bitch, he from the land.
I stand by what I said.
He seconds it now.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Well, R.I.P. to that bird. Maybe that bird's haunting the penitentiary now.
Yeah.
Or the reformatory. I've been getting better at that word all night.
MGK's rap career is haunting it.
Oh. Well, before we get too much in that emo prick.
Hey.
Is he still doing punk rock or is he back into rap?
I don't know. He released a thing. like a
It's
whatever
like a hybrid.
whatever they do where they just kind of rap. He did one of those on YouTube.
It's a hybrid.
Yeah,
He's jumping genres to stay relevant.
he's bi-musical.
Yeah.
So he's probably the next person with a Kardashian.
He's pan musical.
No,
He loves all.
Bro code. He can't go with a Kardashian.
I can see him end up with a Kardashian.
Nah, bro code, bro.
Who else had a Kardashian? Oh, Pete Davidson.
Yep. And Travis Barker.
True. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I'd say Megan Fox then, but that ship has sailed.
Speaking of, I'm super jealous that they're going to see Blink-182 this weekend.
Who, MGK?
No, Nicole and CJ.
Yeah. Yeah.
Super jealous.
I'm gonna watch a wrestling pay-per-view.
Yeah, CJ gets to fall in love with the girl at the rock show.
Oh, I put it in the mini fridge.
Aww.
Well, now that we've talked about a reformatory full of people hanging themselves, lives was on fire,
In mental cases.
other mental cases, it's
They
probably a
weren't
good
staying
time
until they
to
got there.
fair.
Sweet
So people can know what to expect. It is Mental Health Awareness Month, and we have our own mental health awareness segment. So
Yes, we do.
They're very own
Coming from
psychologists.
yeah, coming from your own very neurotic psychologist.
Ah!
There it is. Stomp on the glass. All right, guys. Here we are with our little sane, not so sane part of the world.
The more you know.
It is May. That means it's Mental Awareness Month. So my segment today is to shine some light on something that we all struggle with. No one is alone. We all have a fight, and the biggest war that's going on is the war on oneself. The silent destruction of thought, the crippling pain of inner darkness. Speaking of mental illness, it's Gemini season.
Oh, fuck.
And next week is my birthday.
he's just over here like, fuck, it's Gemini. He's like, yay, it's me.
It's me. Hi.
It's a me, Orozio.
I'm neurotic. It's me.
Capricorn
And
season,
my
do
moods,
your ass to work.
my moons are all in retrograde. It's okay. The crazy is out. The moon is full.
Yay.
So it's time to get into some swirly spiraling of the mind.
Pineapple.
We're going on a trip in my favorite rocket ship.
Sailing through the bottle, Jack Daniels.
On a more serious note, I do want to talk about some things that are a little more serious. I do like to be a little playful. This is the Full Send Rejects. So on with my mental illness awareness facts.
Whoa, wait, can I do a disclaimer first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I struggle with mental illness all day, every day. Any joke I make is strictly a joke. And
I second that.
I guess I should say I third that.
You should.
I third that.
Because although I am very open about my mental incapabilities, you are deciding to marry this big train wreck of a mess.
Drink some more beer.
All right, getting into today's episode.
I compared myself to a squirrel earlier. My
did.
anxiety level.
That's fair. Our life quote is talking about how we swirly into the bottom of a pineapple abyss. What does that say for our mental health?
Nothing good.
No. Speaking of swirlies, let's get into some fun facts about mental illness.
Sure.
Fun fact number 1. More than 50 million Americans struggle with mental illness. That's a lot. 1 in 5 young people within the ages of 13 to 18 has or will develop a mental illness in their lifetime.
Hey-o.
Youth depression rates have risen from 12.9% to 25.2% from pre-pandemic to 2021. I was just telling Anthony this morning how COVID was the best thing that's ever happened to us because it brought us together and we've done amazing things since then. But for some people, it was a struggle.
Oh, it was
Suckers.
awesome for introverts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for I almost said normal people.
Oh, don't leave my house. Got it.
Rude.
For a lot of people though, they went from enjoying people go out and enjoy things, and then next thing you know they're isolated, and that's a lot for some people to struggle and to learn how to cope with.
Well,
Yeah,
that's the
no,
reason why Go ahead.
that's a real thing. Like, I see people jogging every morning, like, oh, you're an overachiever. But, like, he probably needs that.
Yeah.
Look at you being healthy and shit.
We were just sitting there making FaceTime calls with everybody, doing shots.
Yeah. But that's actually one of the reasons why a lot of people being distant from one another, being in your house with only the people who live there, the depression symptoms was impacting performance in schools, and it was interfering with personal relationships outside your home.
I mean, I like my wife, so
Yeah.
pandemic was dope. I could see how, like, learning over Zoom could probably fuck with a lot of kids.
It fucked with me. I'm an adult.
Yeah.
Are you though?
Physically, I'm an adult.
Age, yes.
Yeah.
Fair.
We are men.
According to the rotations of us around the sun, I'm an adult.
That's
I pay
fair.
taxes this year.
This year. This year.
For legal reasons,
right,
that's a joke.
No, it's not. All right. Most Americans, they lack the access to mental health treatment. 54.7 American adults with mental illness, they did not receive care in the last year, just because they don't have the insurance or they are not capable of getting the treatment within their area.
That's when
We touched upon
Rose's
a few
therapy comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We touched upon a few episodes too, where just we go over just the lack of resources in general in this country, the lack of investment into it.
Yes.
It's so expensive.
The health system has definitely failed us in multiple ways. Mental illness can be it can affect a lot of people from any age, race, religion, or income. A mental illness is a medical condition that is that can be distributed by a person's thoughts, feeling, mood, ability to relate to other people, or even daily functioning. So it's one of those things to where it doesn't matter who you are, what kind of lifestyle you come from, something can trigger you and make things not right.
Yeah, like, it comes to mind. As soon as I saw Income, Robin Williams popped into my head.
Yeah, and oh god, who's that other comedian? God damn it, it's gonna bug me. He was in that one movie with I can't think of his name either.
Greg Giraldo?
Who's that one podcast? No, who's that one podcast I guys tell you about with Dana Carvey and
David Spade?
David Spade, yeah. Who was he in the one movie with?
Chris Farley.
Chris Farley.
Chris
There we
Farley.
go.
He was
Yeah,
in a lot
him
of movies.
too.
Well, 2 movies with Chris Farley that I remember.
They say money is the root of all evil. It doesn't buy happiness. It doesn't matter what you're going through in life, but the amount of money that you have in your pocket doesn't make or break mental illness.
The singer of I'm thinking a lot tonight. Lincoln Park.
Yes.
Chester Bennington.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Many factors contribute to the development of mental health conditions, including life experiences such as trauma, history of abuse, biological factors, and family history of mental illness, which I checked off everything with a big fat Sharpie marker.
Woo!
Depression is the leading cause of disability worldwide. Most people are on disability because of crippling depression
Not in
or
America.
something related to, well, it's one of the leading causes, or anxiety leading to depression. I did my research on that.
That sounds Canadian.
Google.
Wait, I could get disability for having depression? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
All day.
I mean, only if you got diagnosed from a psychologist
I
and they
did.
put a referral.
Yeah, if it's on your record, you can you can get disability for
I
it.
think
But once it's on
there's
your
probably parameters.
there's certain testing that you have to do. But once it's on your record, it's on your record. Just like a arrest record, it's permanent. So even if you
I don't have to do any testing.
but you're not being
Are you on
medicated
disability?
It's part of my disability check every month.
Oh yeah, you
but
are.
you are a veteran. You can't. That's something that can't be held or used against you or put on a record.
It's on my record.
Yeah, but it's not something that can be viewed because you're protected.
Well, my non-military thing too. It also says I have all this stuff.
Again, you're protected because you're a veteran. All those job interviews that you applied for, they can't discriminate against you because you're a protected veteran.
You can't discriminate in general against anyone with any sort of illness.
Oh,
yeah.
but they do.
Equal opportunity.
Oh, I know they do. You're not supposed to.
You're not supposed to, but people do.
Oh.
Regardless. Appearance, gender, ethnicity, they regardless of what you think, they do.
Is that what you do?
Absolutely not.
Okay, you passed the test.
I go off a vibe.
She knew the answer, but
All right. So members of the LGBTQ plus community are almost 3 times more likely to experience mental health conditions such as major depression or generalized anxiety disorder.
Oh, I wonder fucking why.
yeah,
because
no,
the
I
world
can't
is-
imagine.
Yeah.
Because there's a group of people
Yeah.
that believe in some book tells them that they have to hate these people.
Damn
Despite
Christian.
that book saying that, hey, love everyone like you love thyself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it never explicitly said that.
Contradicting Bible. Anyways, common signs of mental health issues include extreme mood swings, check, changing in eating habits, excessive worrying or fear, problems concentrating,
Heyo.
and avoiding friends or social activities. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Okay. Half of all mental illnesses show early signs before a person turns 14 years old. I was still being abused by then, so it probably showed earlier. And 3/4 of the mental illness begins before the age of 24. So normally, I think we're all past that point of age to where we've either showed some sign of mental illness of some way, shape, or form. I don't think there's any person out there that doesn't have something that makes them crippled inside in some way, shape, or form when it comes to
there's
mental
normal
illness.
people, believe it or not. They exist.
They do.
It's terrifying. Like, how do you do that?
Where are you? And are you listening? Tell us your secret.
How can you just
Please?
wake up every morning and be like, all right, time to start the day?
Yeah, what is it like to live rent-free without any thoughts in your head?
Instead, I wake up and it's like, oh, I woke up. Time to start another day.
Mine is a lot more complicated. Anthony sometimes wants to be like, shush, does your brain ever shut the fuck up? My thought process, even first thing when the alarm clock goes off, besides saying shut the fuck up, I need to snooze 3 more times. It's kind of like that scene in Bruce Almighty where all the prayers turn into post-it notes. As soon as I wake up, my brain is just flooded with things I have to do for the day.
Yup.
It's disgusting.
I just wake up thinking how to beat you on Wordle.
And how often does that happen besides this morning?
About
Moving on.
Anyway,
Did you know that more than 1 in 4 adults living with serious mental illness also struggle with substance abuse?
fucking shock.
what? Sorry, I was drinking the beer.
Same.
So you're telling me that this group of people who don't have access to healthcare for themselves cope with fucking drugs?
First of all, or alcohol.
Alcohol is a drug. Technically,
Yeah,
it's a drug.
it's substance. It falls under the category.
Yeah,
It's self
I'm shocked by
medicating.
this. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it makes it worse.
Next, you're gonna tell me that.
Elizabeth.
Next, you're gonna tell me that a great way to treat or common way to treat these symptoms is these doctors will prescribe like narcotic medication that's addictive.
Yeah, that's what's wrong with the country.
Oh goddamn!
Hi, my name's Ativan.
Hi, my name is Ritalin.
Xanax.
Oh,
Hi, my name is Vibase.
I miss Adderall.
Hi, my name is any class 2 narcotic that's going to mentally fuck with your brain and make you highly addicted to me to where you only feel normal when you're on it. But you constantly feel like you're having a heart attack.
Hang on,
Anxiety. Suicide accounts are over 800,000 deaths globally a year, with 41,000 in the US alone. It's the second most leading cause of deaths worldwide for the last 15 to 29 years, or for the 15 through 29-year-old people due to mental illness or chronic depression.
I thought it jumped to 1. Oh, no. I'm thinking of just gun deaths in general in the country. I'm being serious.
Mm-hmm.
It was a recent thing.
Yeah, he's not kidding.
Most people who commit suicide are because of mental illness. The other ones are for that I was reading about are because of financial crisis, or they got caught doing something they weren't supposed to, like a criminal crime, and they were, instead of being persecuted or tried or being ridiculed over social media,
Like
they found it like that was their only way out.
My dad's
just like
off himself.
Hmm.
I didn't tell you about that.
That'll be a negative.
Okay, we'll talk after.
Okay. This year's Mental Health Awareness Month for the year of 2023, which is the year we're in, the theme is More Than Enough. It's the Nation Alliance of Mental Illness. It's an opportunity for all of us to come together and remember the value that we hold, no matter what our diagnosis, appearance, background, or ability. It's one of those things to where it's okay to have a mental illness, to let us know that we are not alone, we are okay, and we are one, regardless of your mental illness, handicapped.
I want to spend so much cash out tomorrow.
She is quite the poet.
It's so much positivity.
Oh yeah, she is something. However, there are some common myths and mental illness. A lot of people hear things that are not completely true. So I wanted to kind of touch base with that, do like a Mythbuster things of sorts. The first one I want to tackle is mental health issues can't affect me.
Probably mental health issues.
Should be. However, I type really fast and I just, at that point, I was crying for help. No, mental health issues, they can't affect me, which is false. 1 in 5 adults experience mental health conditions in a given year. You can be living at the top of the world and then something could come along and just wreck you.
Destroy your entire life.
Yeah, like a global pandemic.
Yeah.
1 in 6 young adults or young people, have experienced major depression episodes. This is common against adolescents and high school students, especially as I was reading through your senior year, trying to figure out what you're doing with your life. 1 in 20 Americans have lived with serious mental illness, such as schizophrenia, bipolar, and major depression. That is pretty much my whole entire bloodline on my mother's side of the family.
Oh,
Fun fact.
My mother's family is also nuts.
Yeah.
And I meant it when you listen to this.
Which makes me very, very scared for Alina.
All right, she'll be fine.
Okay.
she's got you guys. She's great.
Yeah, I thought she's an asshole already.
Myth number 2. People with mental illness tend to be violent. Unless you're a daughter. The fact is that people with severe mental illness are over 10 times more likely to be victims of violent crimes than be the violent ones in general popularity. Most people who have severe mental illness, anxiety, depression, crippling fear are more likely to be picked on. They're more sustained to be bullied or allow themselves to be bullied into positions that they feel that they are comfortable being relevant.
I'm like
I was
the
a quiet
chillest
kid.
dude ever.
Yeah, but if you I think there's a point in people's lives to where they're so used to not getting any attention. So once they're getting some kind of attention, whether it's good attention or bad attention, they become accustomed to at least, hey, someone's recognizing me.
The Bart Simpson.
And that is also a very key sign of mental illness, because then you're putting yourself in a position that you can't get out of. What was it? Third fact?
Third myth.
Third myth, and then facts. Oh, there we go.
That'll be terrible. Call this one.
All right, now
Yeah.
which side are we on here?
Third myth, and then facts. The third myth is mental illness is a result to weak personalities and flawed characteristics. Oh, God damn it.
Come on, Kodak, you can say it.
Characteristics, and people can snap out of them if they try. This is one of the biggest ones that I kind of like went, I've heard this one before.
I yelled at myself in your kitchen the other day because I couldn't eat.
Yeah, pretty much. That's one of those things that you can't just snap out of it. The fact is that mental health conditions have nothing to do with being lazy or weak. Many people need help to get better. Many factors contribute to mental health conditions, including biological, which I talked about before. A lot of it runs in your genes, physical illness, injury, or brain chemistry. Some people just the dots don't connect, and it's a struggle. Another fact is life experiences, such as trauma or history of abuse. You can walk this world as a normal human being, and then someone can come along and just completely wreck you. All it takes is one experience, one traumatic thing. I mean, I'm not saying I was born normal. I had a drug addict mom and abusive alcoholic dad. I mean, it's hard to know what normal is for me.
It
But
doesn't
most
even
people,
it doesn't even need to be like a certain action that happens. It could just be a tiny thing that sets it off too. It's a wild time.
well, some people have it, like I said, with genes. It can be within you, and it takes something to activate it. I know a lot of the serial killers that we cover, they say that for, people, it depends on how people act because they came from a terrible home. But sometimes these serial killers come from perfectly good homes, and it takes one traumatic experience, a turn down to, someone hitting on them in the bar, or getting into a fight and they hit their head somewhere. It takes one thing to make someone snap. And then family history of mental health conditions is another one. You can be flawed, or you're not that you're weak. It's just that you have no choice in the matter. It's genetics. And it's just up to you to take care of yourself at that point and try to stay positive. The last myth that I have is there is no help for a person with mental illness. That is false. It's a struggle, but friends and loved ones can make a difference. Counseling, therapy from a professional, friends and family can be important influence to help somebody get the treatment and the services that they need. Reaching out and telling a loved one and let them know that you are available to help. Something as simple as a, hey, I was thinking about you. Hey, I love you. Hey, I'm here for you. It goes a long way. Here at the Full Send Rejects, we take all mental illnesses seriously. If you or somebody is struggling, please know that you are not alone. Please, 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 please use mental health crisis services. You can do this by dialing 988. It will connect you to a call center directly for the nationwide suicide prevention lifeline. And you can talk to somebody if you are whatever situation that you're going through. And if you're in a crisis and you don't feel like talking, you can always text home to 741-741 to connect with a volunteer crisis counselor for free. They are there 24/7 for support right at your fingertips if you ever feel like you need help. It wouldn't be us, again, if there wasn't some swine involved. So, fun facts. Pigs have been known to detect low blood sugar in their owners with diabetes or detect oncoming seizures. They also can ease anxiety, panic attacks, and improve symptoms of depression and post-traumatic stress disorder in some individuals.
Get a pig, Kodak.
I want to.
Pigs are, they're so cute. And then you can eat them later. Pigs, they exhibit emotional capacity for empathy and their ability to feel emotional state of another. So be kind to one another, rejects. I mean, as much jokes as we make, it's a real deal.
Yeah.
I don't mean to get dark, spooky, but everybody struggles one way or another. It's just your way to live your own truth, and you never know what anybody else is dealing with.
I hope everyone enjoyed me peeing because I understand the mute button.
There's a lot of things I can connect with, so I hope anybody listening could relate. Also, buy a pig.
Buy a pig, and it's never too late to ask for help.
Yep. We're Full Send
gone?
Rejects for a reason.
Am I still here?
You are still here.
I thought I had a pee debacle.
A pee debacle.
I went to pee, thought I muted it, did not mute it. And then I'm like, oh no, can they actually hear me? Am I
Was
on
that
mute?
the sound I heard?
Yeah, that was me peeing.
I wasn't sure what that was, so I tried talking through it.
Thanks to you, we're going to test this new software for editing.
All right, yeah, just cut my app out. I seriously thought I muted it. I guess I did not.
Well, that's amazing.
Joke's on you. Anthony doesn't edit anything.
We have an
That
app
is
for
important.
that now.
Yeah, we got learn this software. Put that on my fucking resume.
Yeah, software edit.
You're over here talking about important mental health stuff. You just
Found
pissed all over it.
engineer.
I'm gonna put that on my resume and see what happens.
Billy's like, mental health. I piss on your mental health.
Yo, I got really good weed.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This mental
Broad
health
man, I cough.
is brought to you by the Common Anxiety Cure.
Thank you, Natural Selections.
Thank you,
Your-
medical card.
Your Nana cough is real killer.
I appreciate you.
My anxiety is gone.
Federal government, you should make it legal. Nation.
Speaking of
If
mental
only.
health, get your weed cards if you're depressed.
Yeah, that's the point.
I like my guns.
You don't just lose your guns.
No, they changed that rule now.
Yeah.
Okay, then. Well, sign me up.
Yeah, come up with an excuse now.
I'm gonna become one of those weed therapists.
That's a position. I see
Yo,
them all applying for jobs.
Hookahs and feelings.
just minor in horticulture. You'll get in.
Ooh.
He actually has a point.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. I've looked into it.
Billy, all your sessions are free.
Fuck yeah, they are. Because we're doing them all hammered.
That's fantastic.
Let's get real deep in the feelings.
Well, we have one more topic tonight, which is a little shorter, which is great because we're almost near 2 hours of recording.
We bantered a lot.
To be fair, this is also going for like 20 minutes before Billy actually got on.
Oh, so you have a lot of editing to do.
Oh, yeah.
When I jumped on, it said 1:20, so I don't know.
Oh, so it wasn't recorded until he jumped on. Fantastic.
Good luck, buddy.
Well, without further, we're going to test the software out.
Do you know how to pronounce that?
Yeah, I pronounced it before.
Okay.
So without further ado, let's get into the Abarimon.
Okay. Piscopata.
Psychopata. Listen, sometimes it takes me a few rehearsals, all right?
Psychopath.
Rome wasn't pronounced in a day.
Rome?
Roman.
Roman. Is the R even pronounced?
Don't fuck with me.
Is it Om?
We've
Om
been getting
was-
around this entire time. R was silent in all of Roman cultures. Or
My name-
Omen.
How do you not know my name is Oslin? Anthony.
It's like an elf.
Did you know that the N in your name is actually an M?
I have no ones in my name.
Anthony.
Yeah, there's no other.
You know you just graduated college. It didn't leave your brain that quickly.
My brain left long before I graduated.
Cole's been calling him Anthony for too long. He forgot that there's an N in his name.
Oh, there's no N.
There's no N in Brian either.
No, it's Bryant. Stop getting on my government name.
Yeah, because
So-
you just call him his last name.
This is why it's 2 hours.
Yeah, Ba.
Bob.
What's my last name? I'm a sheep.
Eh,
Yeah. Give me that. Her whole face just changed.
German Nazi.
Hey, he's the one that wants people at work camps, all right?
I have a great
Oh,
great
she does.
grandfather. Paul.
Yeah, I have a great grandfather who I don't know.
You also don't have a father. You don't know.
Oh.
Oh,
Moving on to our final. Speaking of cryptids and things that are mythical,
things that are made up.
we'll be going into the Abarimon. Now, the Abarimon are mythological people, like my father, apparently.
Do they go for milk or smokes?
Well, fun fact, these people have backwards feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what makes them special.
To
But
walk to the
despite
gas
this-
station is gonna be tough.
But they just walk out. They
Yeah.
just
Here's the thing, though. Despite this, they're actually pretty fast and nimble, so they can make it to that gas station, those smokes and milk, but they still won't come back.
they sprinted backwards. They waved goodbye as they were leaving.
They just
Yeah, it's
felt
pretty,
like running.
It's pretty impressive they can do this, considering it took me, Billy, and Seth an hour to go a half a mile.
In a dress.
While I was wearing a dress, yes.
Okay,
I mean,
he
I'm
was
pretty
wearing
sure-
the dress.
Yes, I was wearing the dress. I remember that.
I'm pretty sure you guys were intoxicated enough to where your feet were backwards.
I may have saw that.
Or at
Yes.
least Billy's knees were.
I already have shit knees. It's not a good time.
Well, it's funny we're talking about the omens.
The omens.
Because they're about to come up. Because these people were first described as natives of India by Pliny the Elder in his book Natural History 7. Pliny was a omen author, naturalist, and a commander in the omen military.
Would you fucking
Roman
say
military.
you're killing me, Smalls?
I was going to see who was breaking first. But yes, he was a commander in the Roman military. Pliny's early life was also about the time of Jesus. So, maybe Pliny was inspired by the stories of his miracles and thought, hey, there might be some other people out there with abilities.
Okay.
Like having backwards feet. Who could run fast. Now, these accounts would be repeated by another Roman author, Aulus Gellius, who also hailed from Rome. And he put his accounts in his book, Attic Nights, which basically retold many stories from previous Romans with his own twists and insights because he just wanted to go off their fame, I guess. But hey, whatever works. During these descriptions, the Abarimon were observed living side by side with wild animals. Attempts to capture them failed as the creatures were too savage, which seemed like a pretty convenient excuse considering how mighty the Roman Empire was.
I want to live
The
alongside a black bear.
Cocaine bear?
No, it doesn't have to be cocaine bear. I want to be chill. Black bears are
Marijuana
chill.
bear? Let's make a smooth called Marijuana Bear.
It's just me hanging out with a black bear all day.
It
done. It's called Dressed and Depressed.
Dressed and Depressed.
I had a whole thing on Facebook.
So fast forward a little bit to Alexander the Great, who believed in these stories. So he sent a land surveyor to the area to observe the Abarimon, maybe believing that he could come and conquer their land. Now, this land surveyor, whose name was Baton,
typical white guy,
noted that the creatures living in the valley could only live there because they adapted to the air in the valley. So he could not capture them, and he had to go report this to the courts of Alexander the Great. Seems like another convenient excuse. However, if they did exist and did not die off, I'm sure today's pollution would finish them off, since they were used to that air quality.
Oh, they had been gone in the 90s.
Oh, even before that, when Britain came out with those factories and whatnot.
When a river in Ohio caught on fire. Tune in next week.
The legend of the Abarimon began to fade over time, but there was a revival during the Middle Ages when some believed they inhabited a country named Tartaria in Far East Asia, along the Himalayan mountains. It was believed that they acted as guards along the borders to protect the nation from outside attacks. And then, soon, the legends die again, until someone, aka J.K. Rowling, began to talk about them in her books in the Harry Potter series and the Fantastic Beasts series.
We don't like J.K. Rowling in this household.
I'll cut her name out.
The one we don't speak of.
She who shall not be named.
Since she doesn't like trans people, just refer to her as a he.
The Bud Light Special.
Yeah, short and sweet. Basically, people with backwards feet in India who just ran around with animals who popped up in Harry Potter.
The Bud Light Wizard.
Well, now that we wrapped up our main topics here, I believe we can give a little preview of next week. Billy, do you have an idea what you're doing next week?
It will be a day late to the anniversary, but doing 10-cent beer night for baseball to get away from not asylums. And just a fun one.
And what are you
Ohio.
doing next week?
Next week I am doing the best, zodiac sign that is in our amazing
If you want to do Aries, we just
constellation.
passed April.
No, listen, we're not doing Aries. We are celebrating the Gemini.
We both got
It
Aries
is-
in us.
I've had an Aries in me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me too.
Actually, my rising is an Aries.
Yeah, you got my Aries rising quite a bit.
Yes, I did. No, I wanna touch base on Gemini since it is my birthday week. I want to be able to explain my characteristics and why I am the way I am. Which I got a feeling we're gonna be finding ourselves referencing back to this week.
Callbacks.
Yes. And I'll somehow find some pigs in there. What are you doing?
I will be in a little bit of the birthday episode for you, since it will be your birthday. And I'm leaving Zach because everything I say will be a surprise. I'm not even going to put it in our shared documents.
You're going to do it like I did it and put it in white writing?
Oh, no, I'm going to put my personal one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm giving 10-cent beers and you're just giving a surprise.
Yep.
I mean, your kind of your graduation and your birthday special thing was kind of a surprise. We got you all misty-eyed.
I will make you piss tears.
Depends on how much I drink, because it might just come out of all ends.
No.
Yeah. I don't use the bathroom unless I drink beer. Gross.
Well, do you guys have anything else to add to tonight's episode?
Be kind to one another.
Don't go to prison in Ohio.
Just don't go to Ohio.
Yeah, that too.
Never with mental illness.
Well, then, that is a wrap for us, the Full Send Rejects. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. And if you did, don't forget to share us with your friends so they can join the Reject Nation. And we also would not mind you if you just gave us some feedback on our socials and spread the word a little bit. Oink, your mom is crazy. Where's my pot pie? Exclamation. People, we have some live additions to our episode. Yeah.
That ghost in this house.
I hope she gets. I can't wait for her to get to that part. I want to play with your penis. Oh my god!
Stop framing me.
I want pot and
Yes.
pot pie. Oh, we're still making additions. This now. Love Billy the Bat.
I was framed.
Hey, no. I'm not reading this. No.
I was gonna put they are superior. That way you really made it.
Oh no, I'm anti-Semitic for not reading.
Oh, there's the cancel. We made an whole episode.
However, I do want to put out that I still haven't got my pot pie.
Yes, we need the pot pie.
Oh, we ain't gonna talk about it.
We're not going to talk about brew. No.
No, we're going to talk about pot pie because now each one of us need our own pot pie.
For every week there's not a pot pie, we should demand one more pot pie. Before you came up last weekend, I was going to get a rotisserie chicken, put it in that little pie tin, and put a joint on top of it.
And we're going to put chicken pot and pie.
Yo, it needs to be the Amish soupy kind.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Well, before we get carried off into this,
Already.
as we said, we appreciate you listening. And don't forget to full send it.
Okay.
Full send it.